Hello everyone, third upload from me today. This is my episode 13 of the Chatbox podcast for YouTube. Episode 13 today was with a good friend of mine, comedian and turning into radio presenter Jed Sailsbury. We chat about comedy, his venture into radio and much more, so here it is, my interview with Jed Sailsbury. One more upload coming up today, and that's episode 14 with Angela and Mike. So, yeah, stay tuned, stay around, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video with Angela and mental health worker Mike. Will be chatting about mental health, so I'll see you then. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that, and comment, or don't comment or dislike. Whatever, really, I'm easy with it and go with the flow. Thank you very much for watching, and that's a wrap.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Chatterbox podcast, episode 13. How are you doing today? Right, let's crack on. As you know, each week I have a guest to talk about their career or job. So let's crack on with this week's guest. He's a starting out broadcaster and a legendary comedian, an all-round top guy, good friends with Curfy Smiles. Of course, it's the one, the only, Jed Sailsbury. Hello, Jed. Welcome along.
Hey, Ben, you all right, dude?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Yeah, man, life's all right. It's a Thursday, so I'm just enjoying a day off, just chilling out.
Nice. 6 questions about your broadcast and comedical career, if that's okay.
That's perfect, man. That sounds good to me.
Question 1: how did you get into stand-up comedy?
So that's kind of like a strange one, because like most people I know in comedy were like, I've always wanted to do it. And I kind of like fell into it. Like I got dared to do it. Like at college, I was just messing around a lot, sort of just being a goofball, really. And people were like, oh, you should try stand-up. And I was like, I don't know about that. And then me and my friend found a comedy course that you did, and then you perform stand-up at the end. And he was like, you should go for it. And I was like, well, I'll go for it if you go for it. And then like the next thing I know, I did it and then carried on doing it. And then now 10 years later, I do it professionally, and I do it very well, I hope, sometimes.
Wow, you are an inspiration to the next generation.
Thanks, dude. I don't know if it's inspiration, but yeah, I mean, I think I would have eventually found comedy anyway. I like to think that, but yeah, it wasn't on my radar at first. I was just trying to get sort of by. I never really knew what I wanted to do, and then comedy fell into my lap, and it's all I've ever wanted to do since.
Yeah, and it's sad at the moment that comedy isn't really going places at the moment.
No, it's just such a. I mean, it's hard to be upset when the whole world's in pandemic mode. So I try not to dwell on it. But yeah, with everything being in lockdown, comedy's not back yet, and it's a weird one. I don't know when it will be back, and when it will be back, it'll come back slowly. So like for me, I mean, I just went professional, and now it's gone. So it's kind of bittersweet, but at the same time, I'm kind of optimistic. Once it is back, I've already got a lot of stuff booked in, and everything. The position where I was becoming quite like in a position to become successful and get the right eyes on me. And them opportunities will still be there post-pandemic.
There will be. Comedy will come back with a laughter, a vengeance.
Let's hope, man. I like your optimism.
I'm just honest, really. I think it'll come back, and yeah, it's definitely coming back. I just think the whole circuit will change slightly, and things will have to be adjusted. And it'll be interesting to see where my land lies after that. What's your question 2? Have you always wanted to be a comedian?
No. So like I said, what literally happened is back in college, me and my friend might not be the prettiest guys, but we were like, we can be the funniest. So we just started being funny then. And that's when comedy came to the forefront. But before that, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was like kind of a lost soul who would dabble in everything and never really found anything that I was truly passionate about. So it's kind of good that I found comedy in that way. But I also don't think it's a bad thing to not know what you want to do until you find it, really.
Yeah, brilliant.
How about yourself? You always wanted to be a podcaster and presenter?
Yeah, since my inspiration started me out when I was young.
What was your inspiration?
My inspiration was when I used to listen to The Breakfast Show with Stephanie Hurst, Daily Dose.
Oh, wow.
On Capital.
Is that the type of radio you want to go into then, like Capital sort of mainstream?
I did want to go into Viking, but Viking no longer exists in its former form anymore.
No, it's all different now at Viking, isn't it?
Yeah, you only have Alex and Ellie, but I think they broadcast from somewhere in West Yorkshire, I think.
I believe it's Sheffield.
I think it's Leeds, someone told me the other day.
All right, I might be wrong then.
Because Ellie does the programming from home because she's obviously not been very well recently.
Yeah.
And Alex does it from the studio, I believe.
Yeah, Alex is in the studio.
But Ellie does it from Hull because she hasn't been very well recently with long COVID, I think, because it was on Look North the other week.
Yeah. So I'm part friends with Alex and Ellie. Yeah. So she's not been well with COVID, and Alex has been doing it from the studio.
Because they couldn't do it from the Sheffield studio because of COVID reasons.
Right. So they might change location then. That's cool.
I don't know.
I'll be honest. I don't catch. Comedy's late nights, so I don't usually catch that much early morning radio unless like Kofi asked me to be on his show, because I'm just never up in time. I'll be honest. I'm asleep.
Yeah, it'll be nice when we're all allowed back in the BBC.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, because me and Kofi, I've met Kofi a couple of times.
Yeah,
he's as passionate about radio as me, if I'm honest.
He's you know what? He's a passionate guy, and he's one of these that he thrives around passionate people. He's like every project I've gone to him with or worked with him on, he's definitely a great motivation to be around, and honestly, just a chill dude to be friends with. Like, he's one of my good friends, and we talk quite regular. And I just really have a lot of time for the man. He's a good dude. I
found one of my colleagues at Hull Kingston Radio found a video because you're a big wrestling fan.
Yes.
And from what the colleague told me is that you did announcements at wrestling.
Yeah. So I like, real weird, like, I don't know how it happens, but I guess once you're in a certain circle in Hull, like, you'll notice, like, once you're in radio, you meet lots of, like, the radio people from Hull. And so from comedy, like, I met the wrestling guys, and then they launched a new company, and they was like, we want you to be ring announcer. And I jumped at the opportunity because I mean, I've been a wrestling fan longer than I've been a fan of anything else. And yeah, it was absolutely a blast, like, working with them guys, getting to see behind the scenes and sort of meeting them on a personal and professional level was great.
Brilliant. And also, one of my friends showed a video of you and Kofi at New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, a little sketch we did together. That was good. Yeah, we was meant to do more of them. Unfortunately, like, none of them came to fruition, but it was good.
Who was the other person in it?
That was just an actress. I honestly can't remember her name. It was a friend of Kofi's, but yeah. So we filmed that sketch about 3 years ago now, and it did rather well online.
I found it online because I just searched up Kofi Smiles on YouTube and it came up.
Oh, there you go. That'll do it. That'll bring his face forefront. It's
good, and he's done well for himself. He used to be on evenings.
I know, yeah, he's doing the morning show. Yeah, his career's done wonders, man.
And he's a gamer as well.
Is he? I've never played games with him. He's a big comic book guy. We tend to talk comics a lot.
We talked about Marvel because he's got one of those Infinity Gauntlets at home.
Oh, does he? Of course, he does, the big nerd. That's actually that's a good point. I've got some comics that he needs to come pick up at my house. I'll have to drop a text and remind him. I got some Star Wars comics for him.
Are you a fan of Marvel?
I've seen the movies and stuff. I wouldn't say I was a huge fan, but I watch all the stuff and I talk about it and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good franchise.
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. That's what I'm a fan of.
I'm not being disrespectful towards Star Wars, but I prefer the prequel, the 1 to 3 instead of 4 to 6. No disrespect.
Oh, everyone's valued in their own opinion. I like the expanded universe. I much prefer the television shows than anything else.
Do you watch Mandalorian then?
Yeah, in fact, I was watching it just the other night and I stuck it on, giving it a rewatch right now.
Nice. You're a good lad, Jed.
Thanks, Ben.
Question 3. This is just because I repeated it, sorry, but we'll find another question. What is your favourite part about being a comedian?
My favourite part is when they paid me the money. To quote Dr. Nick from Simpsons, my favourite part is it sounds corny, but the genuine making people laugh, knowing that I've brightened their day. It's really nice. Because you don't know what other people are going through, and they come to a comedy gig to forget the dramas in the world. And if me performing comedy and telling stupid jokes has made them feel better about their lives, and they come away laughing, I think that's my genuine favorite part of comedy. And through that, I've also managed to work with quite a lot of charities and raise thousands of pounds for them. So I think that's also a good thing. Not only is my comedy changing lives on a personal level, but also it can help raise funds for charities that will change people's lives dramatically, physically and emotionally as well.
Wow, you're a brilliant inspiration, Jed.
Thank you, man.
Question 4. How has COVID affected your line of work and career?
So COVID has affected everyone, but essentially I require a big crowd in a small area, and that's been banned. So gigs kind of got cancelled. So I think my last non-COVID gig now was Halloween, which was a good 7 months ago. So my career is sort of being on pause for 7 months because there's no live events, and I don't quite enjoy doing gigs over Zoom or anything like that. So I've backed away from that. And it's one of them where you look at it like that and it's terrifying to think that overnight my whole career just went kaput. So it's been a real experience trying to get through that.
Yeah, it's just getting used to things, and when you get back to live events, you're not going to want to do it for a couple of weeks. It's going to feel weird for a couple of weeks.
I want to do it as soon as, if someone was like, hey, there's a comedy gig tonight, do you want to do it? I'll be honest, I full on would do it.
It's going to feel weird when it gets back to normal.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be awkward in the sense of, it's going to be strange being that close to people, but people will want to come and they'll want to forget about it all. So I think people are eager to get back to comedy, which is nice.
Yeah. Question 5. You recently ventured into the world of radio. How's it going?
So I've always kind of been interested in radio. I've been a guest on a lot of people's show and actually done a lot of work in radio through interviews and stuff like that. I've always kind of respected the art form. And so when the opportunity to do a training course in radio presenting came up, I was very much like, one, that will pass my time in lockdown because filling the void of doing nothing is difficult. And I also thought, two, it'll be nice to expand my own skill set. So I jumped at the opportunity to learn radio, and I've got to the point where I think I've pretty much completed my off-air training, and now I'm just doing my on-air training, and it's going really well. Like Pete, the guy who runs the course, Pete Mills, he seems really pleased with my work, and he's really, really complimentary, and he's also really nitpicky, which I need. Like he's pointing out the little things I'm doing wrong, and continues to push it, which is really nice.
You haven't made any errors yet?
I've not said fuck on air, which is a good thing, right? That's I've made lots of little errors, I'll be honest, like these lot, but I'm learning these errors aren't like major mess ups where everything shut down. It's just little bits that need tweaking or little bits I forget to do. That's all right.
Because I do the same thing as you. My only problem is I forget to press the go button sometimes. I always press the mic and radio stuff.
Right.
I forget to press the go button sometimes. That's my
problem. My mind is just like I just want to press go every time I finish speaking now. That's what I built it in.
Did you struggle with the go button at the start?
No, the thing I struggled with is making sure the mic went back down. So I'd just leave the mic up.
Yeah, I did that as well.
That was the thing I struggled with most.
All I need to do is just tighten it up a bit more and stop leaving bus gaps.
There we go. That's all then. And then you'll be on air yourself and it'll be good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to get my training show out the way and then do maybe the podcast radio show again, because I've got guests lined up filled to the brim.
That's good, and you got some good guests, so that'll be great.
Yeah, I've got people like Stephanie Hess, Jim and Rosie, Sean Goldsmith. No. Yeah. A few Radio Humberside, even Curfy's in the lineup.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And Steve Jordan as well.
Steve Jordan. Why does that name ring a bell?
He's from Viking.
Right.
And KCFM, the old KCFM.
Got ya.
Last question on the list, Mr. Sailsbury, sir. Sorry. What advice would you give to young aspiring broadcasters and comedians who are starting out?
Do it is the one advice. I think lots of people tend to come up to me about, well, I could be a comedian. Or people say, I'm funny, maybe I should give comedy a try. And I say, do it. Just go do it then. Do. If you think there is potential for you to be funny or to be a broadcaster, or if you've got that little spark in you that tells you, I want to be that person, I say do it. Like, that's the hardest thing, is coming to terms with, it's all right knowing what you want to do or feeling that you might have potential at something, but you'll actually never know until you do it. So I say, go to your local open mic or go to your radio and learn, study, ask people what you need to know, get in touch with local comedians, get in touch with local broadcasters, ask for advice, and then just go for it. Like, because the only thing holding you back is yourself. And the longer you put it off, the bigger and harder it is to overcome that, to get involved in it.
Also, as well, the people who kind of take the mix sometimes and be nasty about people like me, you know, and other people who are known, they're just too scared, too jealous that they can't do it, that they ain't got the talent like us.
Oh, the thing is, people will always judge you for wanting to do something creatively or something different, or people are going to judge. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, are the people that are judging and being nasty about you worth the headspace? And the answer is almost no, about everyone.
Just prove them wrong, achieve, and prove your critics exactly wrong.
I'm sure even now that I've established stand-up and I've won awards and I've made, you know, a career out of it, and it was going well, and like I was breaking into like big territory. Even now, people met me and went, "I'm a stand-up. I don't think he's that funny," and it doesn't matter. Not everyone will like what you're doing, but as long as you enjoy what you're doing and you feel like you're being as good as you can or pushing your boundaries, that's surely all that matters.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jed. And
Yeah.
people who just say stuff and are jealous because they can't really do it themselves.
No, that's it.
They don't have the guts to do it themselves.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll often find they're trying to hold you back because they want people to stay in their own lane because they're scared to move on or do what they want to do. They're scared to diverge from their lane. So it scares them when other people do it. So they're trying to make sure no one else does.
Yeah, anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me today, Jed.
No worries. Thanks for having me, dude.
Do join me again soon for another podcast, but for now, please give it up for my special guest, Jed Sailsbury. Thank you very much for listening, and that's a wrap.
Hello everyone, welcome to that was my episode 13 of the Chatbox podcast with comedian Jed Sailsbury. Really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and listening. And yeah, my next one's going to be with mental health worker Angela Brown and Mike Gill, so stay tuned for that one. Thank you very much for watching. As I always say at the end of every video, please subscribe, like, whatever you do, dislike. And yeah, I'll have Angela Brown and Mike chatting about mental health next, so yeah, as I always say, that's a wrap.